Gentlemen, we're here to acquaint you, the contractors for production of military vehicles, with the Army Ordnance Corps' methods and facilities for quality assurance testing. These tests are conducted at various Army Proving Grounds, where performance is measured against established military characteristics and specifications. Performance is the measure of success or failure of a quality control program. Inferiority or inadequacy is intolerable. Let's follow this M60 tank to Aberdeen Proving Ground in Maryland and grandstand performance evaluations as they're being conducted over test courses designed to simulate almost any conceivable military tactical condition. "200 years BC, Hannibal taught the military world the value of the vertical maneuver. 6 feet in 10 is the rate of climb demanded by today's ordnance engineer and his 60% slope. From piston to track tread, every link of the drivetrain proves the integrity of its design and manufacture. Using the same incline, braking too is an object for scrutiny, particularly the standing or holding brake. With engines cut to idling speed, inertia is maintained by the braking system alone for a prescribed period. This interval provides time to confirm normal engine functions under extreme tilt. Bridging, the track-laying vehicle's ability to span ditch-like obstacles, is an important military specification. This test is demonstrative evidence that specified bridging can be achieved. Since the introduction of the tank to warfare, the felled tree and the concrete abutment have been used effectively by a defender. Climbing over the 36-inch wall, the M60 has virtually eliminated the tree and made all but the highest walls little more than an inconvenience. Traffic of men and machine invariably characterize battlefields as smothered with dust or mired in mud. Clogged and abraded, engines of war halt an army, lose a war. Altering conditions at will, the ordnance engineer measures vehicle durability, which for the combat soldier means predictability. Quality assurance testing is controlled testing. Inspection and service maintenance before each performance evaluation assures that only the planned, rigorous proving ground courses challenge vehicle acceptability. An empty grease gun and a loaded cannon can be equally destructive. Not only must today's battle tank perform with agility over relatively open terrain, it must retain its traditional role of the juggernaut. 750 horsepower engines throwing this mass of metal at heavy stands of trees demand extreme ruggedness for every component extending beyond the tank hull. Mobility over or through natural and man-made obstacles still leaves a question of maneuverability. Mating of man and machine must be proved on the uphill, the downhill, mile upon mile of climbing, turning, braking over Aberdeen's hilly cross-country course. "50 tons of hurtling armor is tame to the touch of the exacting test driver, when finally the ordnance engineer reports course testing complete and satisfactory." Partially submerged, the tank hull is examined for leaks after the grueling tests it has been subjected to. With seals apparently intact and tight during static submersion, the engineer still looks for flooding trouble by taking the vehicle through the tank at high speed. Engine breather system, exhaust, and periscope must function after having been wave swept. While most battle and support vehicles are required to operate through surf launchings and fast stream crossings, some are fully amphibious. Every condition that may alter performance is challenged. Tests that are controlled, comprehensive, and exhaustive.
Sir, certainly the differences in construction and in employment of wheeled vehicles would indicate an entirely different set of test procedures. Is that true? If so, can you show us such operations?
Indeed, I can and will let you look at wheeled vehicle testing. However, you will take note that most test courses serve dually for both wheeled and track vehicles. For the former, modifications may be made to eliminate conditions of abuse. Now, it is true that some testing is conducted over courses designed for wheeled vehicles alone. Here are truck, tractor, and semi-trailer being pounded over a granite block roadway of the kind common in Europe. Small block and varying weather conditions combine to give this type of paving a name associated with poor highways, the Belgian block. Characteristic of the punishment to vehicles over Belgian blocks is a high-frequency vertical motion coupled with a roll that causes continual changes in directions of shear strain. The 30% side slope shifts the weight of both cargo and tractor-trailer rig itself, so that lateral load effects can be determined in terms of tracking, steering effort, stability, and ruggedness of vehicle generally under abnormally angular forces. Almost as important as competence over the worst terrain, a vehicle's behavior in emergency stops is a prime concern of the test engineer. Operations are not confined to engineering courses alone. Cross-country travel, too, is important in evaluations. Often, tactical maneuvers and road systems are incompatible. Then is the chips down proof that quality assurance testing has foreseen and provided for every eventuality. Superior design and fabrication, the not apparent extras that the additional defense dollar has bought, are demonstrated here for their true worth. Wooded growth, the quagmire, the hidden ditch, the loose shale hillside, the tire-punishing, razor-sharp flint rock, are enemies that were met and defeated on the drawing board in the research laboratory and on the production line. Special purpose vehicles, too, have established levels of performance to which they must measure up. Here, winching, so important to recovery and maintenance, receives a proving ground evaluation. Every increment of every type vehicle, support or combat, must meet the standard of the quality assurance test. Firepower. Pinpoint destruction at the will of a field commander is nowhere better demonstrated than with the assured deployment and might of the M60 tank. This is the test toward which all other tests were pointed. Every target impact was started at the base of a supporting wedge of vehicles, each dedicated to unfailing service of the battle tank at its apex. These tests at Aberdeen Proving Ground wrap up cross-sections of all the battlefields of modern warfare. Here are the Burma roads, the rocky mountainous terrain of northern Korea, the mud of the French peasants' farms, the drowned countryside behind the ruptured dikes of the Netherlands, the jungles of the tropics, the craters of the atom. You, the contractors, are asked to build unfailing vehicles. On you must rest a great part of the responsibility for winning or losing our wars. Soldiers of all nations can be equally brave. Only the tactics and the technology maneuvering and supporting the slogging trooper can be superior. Quality assurance testing is the one positive determination for you and for us that our Army moves when and where the demand is made.